Yes, indeed. Welcome into another episode of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel as I try to fight through vocal issues the second show in a row. But hey, we got to keep it going here. You got a taste for the Total Hockey Now the other day. We're going to be talking football and hockey today like we always do here. Good week of picks coming up, I think, compared to last week where I didn't like a lot. This week, I already have a few off that I liked when I took a look last night. But over there is at Mr. Jared Moore. I am at Pucking Thoughts, Adam Bernard, and all bets are off. Please feel free to make fun of me anytime my voice cracks today. Any of that stuff, it's all up for play. So have fun with that.
I will keep that in mind. I'll try not to go too overboard with it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Listen, I like doing this, so let's go. And I sound worse than I feel, kind of thing, you know. But nonetheless, decent week 11 in the NFL. Still have Cowboys Raiders tonight. A game that will ultimately probably be meaningless by the end of the season, but two marquee franchises. Plenty to get to in the NHL here as the Rangers still have problems scoring at home. Jack Hughes, the injury-prone label is now applying to things having nothing to do with hockey. Sometimes just people, that's how people are. We'll dive into that later. But yeah, we'll have a lot of fun today. We'll, have our picks for week 12 and rip through a few packs here. But let's get right to the pack ripping lineup. And we got, for me, I got one more of those packs that I got from Kohl's on the way out the door the last time I went there. It's a Donruss 2024 30-pack value card pack there. You see the rookies on the screen. You got MVP candidate Drake May, Caleb Williams, who pulled Bears pull another one out of their keister yesterday. Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison Jr., who's out with an if the Cardinals season have any more bad things happen to it, then Marvin Harrison Jr. needs an appendectomy in the middle of it. And then, you're going to be bringing all the hockey to the table today, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, I got a variety of hockey packs, 2021 ice pack here, the 22-23 Hockey Series 2, and the 21-22 credentials packs there. You see all the rookies on the screen there. So we'll see if we get anyone interesting coming out. And I'm sure, yes, we will bring up the whole Jack Hughes thing at some point today, which I saw that story late Friday night, and I just shook my head. Of course.
We'll dive more into it later, but I initially thought it was sometimes you're cutting something on the plate and the knife skids off and maybe his just hand was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I thought he probably sliced across here or something. And it's oh man, that, but then you find out that he was leaning on a table and he just put his hand on a glass and it just broke underneath him kind of thing.
I guess. I mean, the whole story sounds weird, and I'm not gonna lie, the entire story sounds made up, and I'm sure they're not making it up. I'm sure it's true, but it's so absurd that whatever. We'll get into it later.
We'll get to it later because as big as that is, we got to lead things off with football here because that's how it goes. It's a Monday. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to our leadoff pack. All right. So first up, we're going to do a little football here. Let's get the West Coast Rip Cam up on the screen. And just overall thoughts yesterday. So we saw the first, you saw the first game of the Mike Kafka era, interim era. Hey, they kept it close against the Packers at the Meadowlands yesterday.
Yeah, and the defense couldn't make any stops when it mattered. It's funny. I was thinking about this yesterday. Evan Neal, Jalen Hyatt, Deonte Banks. Who's the worst player on the Giants?
Evan Neal, Jalen Hyatt, Deonte Banks. I'm going to say, I would say Banks or Neal. I would go between those
right,
two.
And that's the thing. Evan Neal can't get on the field, and now he's on injury reserve, so he's not even going to play. But he's that brutal, he can't get on the field, and yet I think Deonte Banks might be worse because he can't cover anybody. And then Jalen Hyatt runs maybe the laziest route I've ever seen with the game on the line there, where he's just well, I guess the ball's not coming to me, so I'm just going to run a lazy route. Meanwhile, Jameis puts the ball kind of where he thinks Jalen Hyatt's going to be, and he's not there, so it winds up becoming an easy interception. And everyone gets to point at Jameis and laugh. It's like, haha, Jameis threw another pick, but like it wasn't really his fault though. Like the entire thing's just absurd. I can't wait till all these players are off the team. And I mean, those three players right there are like, if you want a reason why Joe Shane shouldn't be back as the GM, I don't think you need to look any further than those three guys right there.
It's kind of funny. The Giants and the Dolphins are similar but opposite boats. One got rid of the coach and kept the GM. The other one kept and then vice versa for the other one. And the Dolphins right now,
they're winning games.
I mean, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, they have a schedule coming up where they got the Saints, they got the Jets on it. They've got a couple of more games to make it look like, maybe Mike McDaniel should be hanging around a little bit. So you talk about guys that can't get on the field this season. Brandon Ayuk, that's one of them there. The Niners, I got to say, it's impressive that they are 7-3 or 7-4 because they haven't had their bye yet without Ayuk and with all the injuries they have in that division, and they're still here.
They're still here. Yeah, I mean, they've done a good job. I mean, they haven't really missed Brock Purdy at all. Like I know Brock Purdy just came back yesterday and he played well, but like
very well.
Yeah, they were just fine with Mac Jones at quarterback, and like we've had this whole discussion before about the quarterback situation there. So. Credit to them. Credit to like Christian McCaffrey, who was great again yesterday, and you just go from there.
And listen, to me, it's still the Rams' division to lose. But if the Niners actually get mostly healthy by the time the playoffs come around, and their next three games, like they're going to rattle off wins. They've got like Cleveland, Tennessee, and then who do they got? Oh, the Panthers at home on Monday night, who are like the most fraudulent 6-5 team of all time. But we'll get to them later. We got the Commanders, who lost to the aforementioned Dolphins in Madrid yesterday. Jay and Dotson no longer with the Commanders. A lot of people saying that was one of the best fields they ever played on at Madrid, which is usually not the case for the international games.
Really?
Apparently, it's like, I mean, they take their football or soccer or whatever we're going to call it, depending upon what country you're in, seriously over there. And like the way the Cardinals have one of these designs where like they're able to take care of the grass in like it's like really elaborate fashion. They do the same thing there. A little bit differently, apparently, like the grass comes out.
So did they play where like Real Madrid plays, or
I don't know which I don't know which stadium. I mean, I would assume it would be where Real Madrid plays if it's in Madrid, but basically, it was like the field was like perfect, like, but yet they can't get anything right at MetLife. We got Bailey Zappi.
Oh, stop it with the MetLife slander.
We got Bailey Zappi there, who had his time. But now Drake May's the boy, and that's it's. He talked about Mike Vrabel being like, oh great, like the Patriots had like 2 years of being bad, and now they get a coach that's probably going to be there for the next 20 years. And now Drake May, he's probably not going to win the MVP, but he's one of the top favorites for it. So like it never, why can't they be bad for a while? Like why can't they have their turn like everybody else?
They did. They were bad for 3 years. Apparently that's how long the Patriot downswing is going to be. It's just like the 3 years or whatever it was that they were transitioning from the end of the Belichick and Brady era into this whole Vrabel and Drake May era that they're in now.
And like I get it. I know like all the old heads will be like, yeah, but they stunk in the 80s and before Brady. It's like, yeah, I do remember that. I remember watching Marv Albert do Jets Patriots to stay out of last place in the AFC East. But like, come on now. We got DJ Moore with the Bears not having the best of year with Chicago. We talked about, referred to this earlier with Caleb Williams. They're this year's Commanders to me. Like they keep getting all these wins that like could easily go the other way. Like, yeah, I know they're 7-3 and I'm not trying to rain on their parade. It's been a while since the Bears have had a record like that, but they are not a team I trust. And I don't know if they're going to the playoffs.
Oh, they're fraudulent. No, they're 100%. Like the Giants should have beat them last week, but the Giants defense can't stop a cold right now. So it is what it is. Stop a cold. That's not the saying, but you know what I'm trying to say.
They usually can't catch a cold, but that would be Chief Wiggum. We got Deron Bland with the Cowboys. They play the Raiders tonight, and like best case scenario for them is like an 8-1 finish. So like.
How the hell are the Cowboys on Monday Night Football? Weren't they just on Monday Night Football a couple weeks ago? And we saw how bad they were. And then we were like, yeah, don't go and trade for anybody. And instead, Jerry goes the opposite way. And he makes all these trades for, Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson and like all that sort of stuff. Like, it's unreal. They're lucky they're playing the Raiders because they actually might win this game.
So the reason why you have a Cowboy, because both fan bases do get ratings. Like they
I understand that, but like I feel like we've been subjected to the Cowboys enough in prime time this year. They're
Oh,
not good.
And you know who the nationally televised game at 4:25 on Sunday is, right? Eagles Cowboys.
Right. And like we're gonna have to see the Cowboys on Thanksgiving because we always see the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and the
And the
Cowboys are
Chiefs.
the new lines in that respect.
That's true. They have kind of flipped roles. It used to be you could skip the early game, but you wanted to watch the late game. Now you watch the early game and then take a break and come back. And what is it? Ravens Bengals for the night game. If Burrow comes back, that could be something. That could be interesting. Let's see. We got Josh Jacobs with the Packers there. Apparently avoided a major injury yesterday. Somebody that
I
has
mean,
a
that's
share of
good. You
him.
don't want to see him suffer a major injury. Unfortunately, the Giants could not slow down the Packers when it mattered the most. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the full Jameis experience yesterday. Like they played well, they put up some points, but they ultimately lost the game because he threw an interception at the end. And like I know we talked about how it was Jalen Hyatt's fault more so than Jameis, but we got the full experience yesterday. And you know, at the end of the day, the Giants did what they need to do. They lost the game.
When is Jackson Dart supposed to be back?
Oh God, who knows? I mean, he's in concussion protocol, so he missed the 1 week. I mean, they got the Lions this week, and I think they have the Patriots on Monday night the following week. So I don't think they hold him out through the bye. Like once he's healthy, I think they get him in there. But I mean, it's a concussion, so who knows? It depends how bad it was. And so if it's bad enough, they might just hold him out through the bye week and then just play in the last 4 weeks.
I mean, maybe that's the way to go and let Jameis have a little runway to have some fun. But we talk about our fantasy team sometimes. One of the all-time fantasy greats, Jamal Charles. There.
That he is one of the all-time fantasy greats.
And let's see, the Chiefs yesterday, tough one in Denver. And another team that you look at them and they're 8-2, 9-2. No, they've had the bye, so 8-2. No, their bye's coming up, so 9-2. Yeah, you look at them like, are they really a 9-2? I know the defense is really good. I know Bo Nix finds a way, but like right now, like I would pick the Bills to beat them in the playoffs, depending upon where they had to play. Like if they had to play Kansas City and Arrowhead, I don't know if it would go the same way. I know they're going to play on a Thursday night in a few weeks in Arrowhead, but are we seeing the beginning of the end of the Chiefs? Because like I look at their remaining schedule and I'm like, they could rattle off 7 wins in a row and be just fine.
Let me take a look at the Chiefs schedule real quick.
Like, yes, they got the Colts at home coming up this week. They've got the Broncos again. They've got the Chargers. Both of those are at home, though. They finish at Oakland. They've got the Titans, I think, at home at some point. They play the Texans at home. I think that's their remaining schedule. I think I got it.
You know how I feel about the Colts being fraudulent.
Same.
I
They're
mean,
fraudulent, but they're division champs that are going to lose to whoever they play in the first round, probably.
Oh, I think they're fraudulent. Cowboys, Texans, they could win those games. They got the Titans. It's not the most daunting schedule. Now they do the Broncos again. This time it'll be an Arrowhead. I don't know if the game goes differently this time around. It was a close game the other way. I mean, that's a really good defense the Broncos have. The problem is you don't trust Bo Nix anymore. You can throw them. They already lost to the Chargers this year, so yeah, this feels like a 10-7-ish type of year.
I mean, they're not going to win the division. It's too many games out to make. Like
Denver
would have.
If they lose another game, is 9-8 good enough to get in? I don't know if it's going to be.
I think at the AFC this year, 10-7 is what's going to get, because you're going to have like the Jacksonvilles and the Chargers of the world that are going to fall into that 10-7 tiebreaker, like mishmash there for like probably the 6-7 spots. Pittsburgh, or Baltimore, depending upon who doesn't win the division. So yeah, I think 11-6 gets you in. 10-7, you're still having to worry about tiebreakers. A 9-8 is not going to cut it in the AFC this year.
Yeah, I agree.
We got, speaking of the AFC, we got the Bengals here. Well, I know they're done. They're done. They're not. Yes, they can still theoretically win the division because Pittsburgh and Baltimore are not running away with it. I just don't see it. I don't see Cincy coming with that defense. Even if Burrow comes back, they can't stop anybody.
No, they can't, and they didn't do themselves any favors yesterday. And that freaking big idiot Jamar Chase, he's like, "Oh no, I didn't spit at anybody," and then the video's right there, of course, and you see him spit on him. It's like, there's 80 billion cameras in the stadium. There's more cameras in an NFL stadium than in a casino. You don't think they're going to catch that?
Yeah, like you can. Like that's the thing. Like, don't lie about it. Be like, just own it and be like, yeah, I did it. My emotions got the better of me. That's not who I normally am. I can't believe I would do something
Or
like
just
that.
make like a half truth. Like, yeah, I spit, but like it wasn't on. Like I was like trying to like spit on the ground or something. Or like it just came out.
Yeah, like you just something the way you can't just I didn't do it. Okay, so like I know you're not a big Seinfeld fan, but that's like a reference to like the Roger McDowell spitting episode when they thought it was Keith Hernandez the whole time. Yeah, like come on, man, like you can't lie. And what the response of like, what do you think about somebody that spits? Oh, they're a bitch, or he used a pussy would be the word he used, and it's like like I'm sorry, like I know times have changed. One man does not spit in another man. Like I'm sorry, not in in a field where you're getting paid millions of dollars to play a game. Like, get out of here. That stop.
And like, I don't want to have to defend Jalen Ramsey because I don't really care for Jalen.
He's 100% right here.
But like, he's right. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't want to have to defend him. Like, really, this is what you're making me do in Jamar Chase? Like, come on.
Like to me, like if. And I know people forget about this over time, but like Jamar Chase had a pretty good, like, reputation. Like, was one of the, I don't want to say the faces of the league, but when you look for like football commercials and fantasy commercials, he's a guy you see in a lot of them. And it's like, oh, so you're like that. So you're going to spit in somebody's face. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, real man.
At least he did it now, and he didn't do it during the fantasy playoffs.
Correct. You know what? Like that was earlier this year with the whole Dak Prescott, Jalen Carter thing. Like, how about this, boys? We don't spit in each other's faces. Like, and if you are, you're a wankster bitch. All right, let's just call it what it is. Stop spitting in other people's faces. If you're gonna use your hands, because when you spit in somebody's face, what you're trying to do is get them to throw the first punch. So again, you're a weak bitch. Warren Moon, not a weak bitch. Great arm.
He's not.
We got another guy, definitely not a weak bitch. Charles Woodson.
No, he's not.
I mean, all the guy did was just play at a Hall of Fame level at two different positions for two different teams for what, 16 seasons or whatever it was. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, he's a certified not a bitch.
Yes. That should be an insert series. Certified not a bitch. Tops, Panini, Upper Deck, somebody. Like, come on. It's an honor.
I mean, I'm a cheap date when it comes to consultation. Like, I'm very easy to reach. All you have to do is reach out to me. And like, I charged a low price of $420.69 for great ideas like this.
Like, I see it now. You have like a gold circle that says like certified across it, and then like not a bitch and like a smaller boom. Doesn't even have to be anything elaborate. Like one of the, I was kind of cheated to look through the deck. There's a Tyree Wilson like throwback Donruss look from like back in like the mid 90s. It could just be something like that. Just certified, not a bitch, right there in the corner. Boom.
That's right.
Make it like a 20 card set. It'll become like the next, like, oh, like, well, I know the curse of the Madden cover of getting hurt, but like it was an honor. You wanted to be the guy in the Madden cover. This is going to be the new all Madden team in Madden cover. Certified,
right.
not a bitch. Stamp, boom.
And then when people aren't in that club, they're gonna be like, "What do you think I'm a bitch?"
Yeah, exactly. It's. Where's the email address? Here, there we go. Rip N Riff at gmail.com. Reach out, please. We've got ideas. Let's see. We got Kate Otten here, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, let's talk about the Bucs for a minute. Frauds or not frauds?
I don't think they're frauds.
I don't think they're frauds. I just think they took advantage of an easier schedule early on, and had those bounces go their way. And now we're starting to see that pendulum swing back a little bit. And they go to the Rams this week on Sunday Night Football, so it does not get any easier. But I mean, you look at that South, like they're still the best team in that division. It's not the Falcons, it's not the Saints. The Panthers are huge 6-5 frauds. It's still Tampa. I don't know if they're going to win.
They also have a lot of home games
first round, but
they've only played 4 home games so far this season, so that should be factored in as well. I think they're going to be fine. The one thing that concerns me, and I know you can attest to this as a Jets fan, Todd Bowles didn't have the greatest day yesterday, and generally speaking, he's not a very good head coach. He's a good defensive coach. I think time has kind of proven that like he's just not like a good head coach when it comes to timeout management, game management, stuff like that.
He's fine as a head coach, is what he is. He's fine. But he's gonna have games like he had like that. And that's just part of the deal with him. And I still think, like I said, I still think they're the division champs. I think they're a good team. Although, like, the vibes we had about them early in the year, like, oh, look out for Tampa Bay.
Oh,
Like,
and like the Baker MVP stuff and all that. Yeah. And now he couldn't be any further away from the MVP race.
and now it's like, okay, so if you finish as the 4 seed, that means you're going to get either the Rams, Seahawks, or Niners, whoever finishes second in that division in the first round. Not exactly an easy first round opponent. So we'll see how that goes. They do play the Panthers twice in the last 3 weeks. There's Johnny Hecker there, pictured punting for the Panthers.
Well, that's the Panthers in their natural habitat is punting.
Yes, it's what they do well. So if the Panthers can hang around, and I don't think they can because they have to play the Rams, they have to play the Seahawks. Like, they have a tough schedule. But if they can still hang around when they got 2 out of their last 3 against Tampa, that will make things interesting. I just don't think that's going to happen. Tennessee, probably going to be the first overall pick again this year. There's Harold Landry, although now he's with the Patriots and thriving.
The Tennessee stuff's interesting, though. I mean, like you said, they're certainly in the mix to have the #1 overall pick. They got their quarterback, or so they think, with Cam Ward. Like, I don't think they would go down the quarterback road again, though. But, like, you look at the teams that are going to be picking at the top of the draft this year. It's probably going to be in some order: Titans, Giants, Saints, Brown, Jets in the top 5 would most likely. Maybe the Raiders as well, but like one of those teams will most likely be picking first overall. And the Titans seemingly have their quarterback, the Giants seemingly have their quarterback, but then you have the Saints and the Browns and the Jets and the Raiders who are looking for that guy. It's gonna be interesting because if the Giants ever got the #1 pick, I'd be pushing for them to trade that pick and get as much draft capital as you can back.
I would agree with that. If there's not somebody that you're in love with at a position in need that makes sense, I'm always a fan of going back and acquiring more capital, dressing more holes, giving yourself more chances at more hits at more positions.
And let one of these other teams just move up and get their quarterback.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But we'll see how the order falls out. Like you said, there are teams at the top that could consider a quarterback and others that wouldn't. Miami seems to be playing their way out of that conversation. I wouldn't rule them out of it either.
Yeah.
Because
the Giants will play their way out of the conversation the final few weeks when they play like the Raiders and the Vikings and like all these bad teams.
They're going to beat the Raiders week 17. Or you heard it here. They're winning that game. That's just how it's going to go.
They're winning 3 of the last 4. I think I said that last week. That I stand by that. They're going to win 3 of the last 4 because they also have the Commanders and the Cowboys in there, and these teams aren't that good. And
like you said, if you hold Jackson Dart out to play it safe with his head through the bye, now it's like, okay, you got here's a 4-game runway. Go have fun. Daniel Hunter pictured there with the Vikings, now with the Texans. They get another last-second victory yesterday. They're 5-5. We got the Colts, who are off Michael Pittman. We'll see what they do when they come out of the bye at Arrowhead against a Chiefs team that needs a win. The Jaguars yesterday. That is the Chargers in a nutshell. Like, you get a good win on Sunday Night Football against the Steelers, and then you go out and just lay an absolute egg against a mediocre Jacksonville squad. Do you think the Jaguars can take the division from the Colts? I know we said the Colts are frauds, but they do still, I think, meet twice the remaining part of the way. Or are the Colts good? They're fraudulent, but they're good enough to win a weak division kind of frauds.
I think they're the latter. They're fraudulent, but they're good enough to win a weak division. I don't necessarily trust Trevor Lawrence. I will say this. I'm going to pull up the box score because I didn't see a lot of that game yesterday. I was watching the shitty Giants, so you'll have to sort of bear with me there. Has there ever been a star player in the league that has gotten more of a pass when any other player would be crucified for playing as poorly as he did than Justin Herbert?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we've had this conversation before, but Justin Herbert, because he played hurt, like we all remember that Thursday night game in Arrowhead where like he got it, like because he will battle stuff like that, he gets a longer leash, I guess, in terms of he's a bust, he's over, like he sucks or whatever. But yeah, I thought Justin Herbert was supposed to be much less of a game manager, much more of a game takeover kind of person. We just haven't seen that. And yeah, I mean, like at some point, like, at least Trevor Lawrence now, like they've got him paired with Liam Cohen. Like, all right, if this doesn't get him going, then we could start talking bust. But like at Herbert, at what point is like, all right, he is what he is.
I'm not saying he's bad, and I'm not saying he's a bust.
He's a middle of the road quarterback. Is what he is.
Right, like he's far from elite though, and I think people like to treat him like he's an elite quarterback. And like we're talking about a guy, I don't think he's ever won a playoff game.
No, because they lost that game at Jacksonville. when they got
in
in.
like in epic comeback fashion, they lost that game.
Yeah.
They were up huge in that game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're in a tough division, and yeah, like you've been in the same division as the Chiefs for a while, but like there's still 3 wild card spots up for grabs, and they've never really done anything with it. But again, the AFC has been. I'm not going to hold winning a playoff game against them because in the AFC over the last 5 or 6 years, like if it's Kansas City, it's Baltimore, it's Buffalo, and those have basically been the 3 teams. So like if you run into one of them, sorry. But no, at this point, Justin Herbert's a starting quarterback in the NFL, but that's what he is. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL. You can interpret that how you want. You can take that as a good thing or a bad thing. That's what he is.
He's a top 32 quarterback.
I'd say if we're just gonna, without actually trying to rattle off a list, I'd put him top half of the league, but it's close. Like he's right in that middle, like the end of the top half.
We used to call that the Matt Ryan line, and if your quarterback was worse than Matt Ryan, like you didn't have a quarterback. And now it might be getting close to becoming the Justin Herbert line.
Justin Herbert line, I like it. We got Amari Cooper here with the Browns. Shador Sanders finally getting some action. And listen, like I'm not like this. We'll move the pack along a little bit because we got to get the packs in hockey after this. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of like his attitude per se because it's got a little bit of like entitlement to it. But that being said,
definitely a sense of entitlement.
That being said, the fact that he hasn't gotten any reps first team offense until he took the field yesterday blows my mind. Number one, 2. Now there's no excuses. Like just let him play out the year. So like we can just stop the people that are being like, oh, he's not because of his attitude or this, that, or the other thing. Let him play out the season. This is your team now. So you don't have to have it in the back of your mind that I might lose my gig. You're finishing out the year. It's up to you to prove that you want us to have you as our quarterback next year. Go do it. That way he can sink or swim.
I think he gets a couple starts here and he shows that he can't play, and it proves the Browns and their coaching staff right ultimately that this is why we didn't give him a chance earlier, is because we know we can't play. So I suspect that's where this is ultimately headed, and then the Browns are just they'll probably get rid of Shador at the end of the year. They'll keep Dillon as the backup, and they'll wind up drafting their quarterback in the future would be my guess.
See how it plays out. But yeah, so that way people can't be like, oh, you never gave him a chance. Give him a chance. But be like, okay, if he's that good that everybody wants to say, oh, he's being held back for other reasons. No, there's no reason to hold him back anymore. What are you doing the rest of the season? Like, yes, your defense is fantastic. Your offense stinks. Put him out there. Let him sink or swim. And if he actually plays well, then you have somebody. So it's like it's a win-win for you. Either find out that, okay, we screwed the pooch, but at least we have our quarterback now, or like, all right, we gave him a chance and it's done and we move on. Patrick Surtain, Broncos, we talked about them a little bit earlier. DK Metcalf with the Seahawks. Steelers now has a big win at home against Cincinnati. See about that Aaron Rodgers non-throwing hand injury. Anthony Richardson with the Colts, they're off this week. And then we got Bobby Okereke, who ended up playing yesterday. As somebody he's an important IDP player for me. I was very happy to see that. We got Quinnen Williams with the Jets there. Well, now with the Cowboys, he'll make his debut tonight against the Raiders. Let's see here. Next to Kenny Clark, that actually will be a formidable 2 defensive tackles to deal with in the middle. Shout out Dave LaGreca for this Danny White parallel there. Dallas Cowboys. Jaleel McLaughlin, the Broncos. Andre Johnson, press proof. There we go. He was a good receiver in his day. And then, all right, this is a good one. We'll take this poll. We got a little Drake May press proof rated rookie. We'll take that one. Shout out Cooper and Mpemba. And then just a few more cards to get to here before we wrap it up. And we get to, you want to do picks or do you want to go hockey and end with picks?
We can do picks real quick.
All right, we'll do
We
picks.
don't necessarily have to go through every game, but we can do picks.
All right, so we got Nate Wiggins, rated rookie there with the Ravens. AJ Barner, who's becoming a more focal point of that Seahawks offense to a degree there in Seattle. And then Marvin Harrison Jr., rated rookie. There we go. Not a bad way to close the pack.
Yeah, overall pretty solid.
All right, so we're going to go through our week 12. So I've got 7 potential picks here that I want to give your thoughts on. But when you look at the slate, what's jumping out at you? Maybe we'll see eye to eye.
Just the big point spreads in general. A lot of dreadful teams playing a lot of good teams is sort of how I look at this. So, I don't know. You want to go first since you won the week?
So so here's the ones I'm considering right now. So when I looked last night, it was Bills minus 3.5. Well, it's already up to Bills minus 4.5. So that's got bet up. Lions minus 11.5 last night is down to 10.5. So I like that. Chiefs minus 3.5 last night, down to 3 against the Colts. I'll probably stay away from that one. Steelers were plus 3 when I looked last night, still there at Chicago. Call me crazy. Cowboys money line at home against the Eagles. I know that's a stretch. Buccaneers were plus 6.5 last night when I looked. That's still there. And then the 49ers minus 7 still there. So I'm definitely going to do the Lions minus 10.5. Any of those jump out at you that I mentioned?
I'm tempted to go the other way and take the 10.5 with the Giants, but I don't know that I'm going to do that. I think for my first pick, I'm going to grab the 13.5 points with the Tennessee Titans against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle did not play well yesterday. Sam Darnold turned into Jet Sam Darnold, which you never want to see, and basically threw that game away. And the weird thing was they had a chance at the end to win it despite all that nonsense from Darnold with all those interceptions. But I think this is just one of those cases. It's when it's so many points like this, I'm just going to grab the points.
And listen, like Seattle does. Listen, and I understand Mike McDonald is really good on the road, but like, what does he have? 1 road loss in his career so far, and I know it's the Titans, but that is a lot of points there, and I can see that being like a 26 to like 14 kind of game, something like that. So that's going to be your first pick there. So I've took the Lions minus 10.5. You got the Titans plus 13.5. For my second pick here, if we really think the Bears are, not that the Steelers are a strong team necessarily, but Aaron Rodgers has made a career of going into Soldier Field and just sending Bears fans home pissed off.
I still own you.
He's still, yeah, like I think that's in play here. I think the Steelers, they got a little bit of mojo with a big win at home against the Bengals yesterday. They got a chance to build some momentum here. Give me the Steelers plus 3 in Chicago for sure. That was one that I knew I was taking when I looked last night. So yeah, I'm all over that one.
That's a strong pick. I would have considered taking it. I'm not going to piggyback off of that though. I can't believe I'm going to do this. Give me the 14 points with the New York Jets against the Baltimore Ravens. I will say this about the Jets. They are playing better of late. They're at least competitive, and they've actually won a couple games. They were competitive against the Patriots. I don't trust the quarterback, but there's just so many points there. Lamar's not 100%. I don't love this Ravens offense, so to ask them to cover 2 touchdowns there, I think is a little bit of a stretch. And I think the total kind of reflects that. It's only 44.5 as well. So I'm not saying the Jets are going to win. I think that's asking too much from the Jets, but telling me they can't keep it within 2 touchdowns.
Oh, I think opposite. I think the Jets are going to go in and
they're just getting the doors blown off. I mean, you might be right.
I think this is a bounce back spot for Baltimore. I mean, listen, that's a lot to lay because they're not going to go in the tank at the end of the game. They're still going to try this, so that there is a backdoor cover potential there. But I'm staying away from that. I have a feeling that in the 10 a.m. Pacific window, I will start with Jets Ravens, but I have a feeling I'll be switching off probably around half.
I'll feel a lot better about that game if they actually start Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
Now I'm with you on the points. Then you take the points for sure. But if it's Fields, he wasn't. Yeah, let's leave that alone. So now for my final pick here, I'm not going to take Cowboys money line, but I do think that I think the Eagles, they maybe get the Eagles there. They played them well in week 1. I know there was no Jalen Carter, but still. Cowboys are a different team now. They're in a little bit better shape. Not better shape, but they're in better shape than they were when they faced them week 1. So I'm not going to do that. If it wasn't a short week, I think I would lay the 4.5 with Buffalo. The Chiefs minus, If the Colts weren't coming off a bye, I think I'd be more confident in that pick. I still may go that way. Buccaneers getting 6.5 at the Rams. They could lose by a touchdown, so I'm not going to stay. I'm going to stay away from that one. Carolina coming to play the Niners. Yeah, it's between the Bills, Chiefs, and Niners for my last pick. So I'm gonna I may defer and let you have it, and then I'm gonna take my last one. I need a second.
Look, I hate that it's 3.5 and not 3 because that's that extra hooks there, but I guess I'll lay the 3.5 with the Chiefs. Like, I feel like the Colts are fraudulent, and if I feel like they're fraudulent, I sort of have to put my money where my mouth is and take the team that's that they're facing in the AFC champions there. It's now or never for the Chiefs, though. I mean, they're coming off another loss yesterday. If you can't get it done in your building against Daniel Jones, and I know Daniel Jones has played better this year. Like, you can't get it done at home, you don't deserve to go to the playoffs. That's sort of how I look at it, and find a way to win this game by 10 points.
All right, so the Chiefs are -3 at DraftKings, so you don't even have to take that. You don't even have to have that hook.
Ooh, I will take that. I'll take that -3 then. I'm looking at 3.5, but I'll take that -3.
So for me, I'm going to take the Niners -7 with my last pick. I mean, this is a team that if Purdy is, as long as there's no issues midweek where all of a sudden Purdy's foot is bothering him again, yeah, I think Panthers are going to come to town. I think they cover that -7. So to recap, Lions -10.5, Steelers +3, Niners -7 for me next week. Jared's got the Titans +13.5, the Jets +14, the Chiefs -3. So there we go. There's our week 12 picks. We'll see how tonight goes on Monday Night Football. But it's time to get to the hockey. Let's go reverse chronological here. I'm thinking maybe a little 22, 23 Upper Deck Series 2.
Sure, we can do that. Yeah, we can certainly do that. And I already pre-ripped this pack. I just gotta find it. Here we go. But so we got that. Excuse me. And we start this with the Edmonton Oilers with Tyson Barrie, the newly retired Tyson Barrie. So I guess congrats to him on a solid career. That's the problem. You go back like 5 years now. It's like half these players aren't even playing anymore. And case in point, Kevin Shattenkirk here, picture with the Anaheim Ducks.
Shatty deuces.
Yep. Here's a player who is still playing, and he's actually still playing with the team he's pictured with here. He'll be a popular name of the trade deadline if the Islanders fall out of it. JG Pageau there. Very solid third line center there.
I don't want to spend too much time on Matthew Schaefer, but man, I am envious that the Island, he's quickly becoming one of my favorite players to watch already. Like,
it's incredible.
Damn the Islanders.
You just don't often see. I know the old hockey trope is like defensemen take a while. You don't see defensemen at that age come into the league and be this polished and this good, like right off the bat at 18 years old. Like, that's just something you'll get it with forwards every so often. Like Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews were like good immediately when they enter the league, but you don't really see that with defensemen. So it's very impressive. I hate that one of our rivals appears to have hit a home run with this pick, but it is what it is. So.
I was watching the Avalanche Islanders game last night, and the Islanders were trailing late, so obviously they're doing everything they can to push. And Schaefer's the guy that's driving the play. Schaefer's the guy that's kind of running things out there. It's like, you're 18 and a defenseman. That's not even fair.
Right. It's nuts. So, I mean, he's going to be a good one. So Islanders fans should be thrilled with that. We have Shane Gostisbehere with the Coyotes to wrap up that pack. So I'm going to go right from that to the hockey credentials packs. None of these packs are very in depth, like 4 cards here, 6 cards there. So that's sort of why I went with quantity over quality in terms of how many packs here. So we get right into the next one here.
I love it.
And we start ourselves with our credentials pack here with the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights, Mark Stone,
who actually made it through a season healthy last year without having to use that old long-term injury reserve trick. Good for him.
Well, that was good for him last year, not so much this year because now he's on LTIR.
But that's the thing. Like, he made it through a whole season. I think that's an accomplishment in itself. Good for him.
Yeah, I guess so. It must be nice to have players that can get through a season healthy. Let's see. Brady Tkachuk here with the Ottawa Senators, another player who can't get on the ice right now.
And joining the podcast world with his brother, they're basically doing a copycat of what the Kelsey brothers do on New Heights. So see how that goes for them.
We got an autograph card here, which is certainly interesting. Unfortunately, it's P.O. Joseph, but we do have an autograph card to add to the.
That's a nice card. And in your neck of the woods, I mean, a Penguins autograph card, you might be able to get a couple of bucks for that at a shop. Try to flip it in.
Maybe we shall see. It's funny you mentioned that. So I saw an ad over the weekend with GameStop about how they're willing to take anything on trade-in.
That's a dangerous thing to put out there.
And well, they put some qualifiers on it. So like a lot of like computer equipment and stuff like that. Like no like weapons, no like body parts, no like things like that. So it's like I've been wondering where I'm going to take all these stupid trading cards. Like GameStop doesn't really dabble with like sports trading cards, but it's like I might just take the whole box there and see if they can give me like I don't know $100 worth of store credit or something.
So like they've started to dabble with like selling like blaster boxes and stuff, but yeah, like I'm in the process of going through like I feel like I got a couple of boxes I need to get out. Like I saw somebody post in like a local Bay Area card group like, hey, trying to get a bunch of like basketball cards. I'm like, and they're down in the South Bay. I'm like, I'll be there on December 1st. I'll get a whole bunch. Like, no, he wants modern people. Like I'm just trying to get rid of the inventory. Not a bad bull right there.
We have a rookies arrivals card here with William Eklund with the Sharks. Obviously, the Sharks playing much better of late there.
Put that off to the side for a trade ski for me. I'm a big Eklund guy.
Yep. Let's see. We have ourselves Alex Ovechkin, 900 plus goals and counting.
Those credential cards are nice, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of these. We should probably do more of these in the future. And we had Brady earlier, so why not get Matthew Tkachuk as well? We get the other half of the Hockey Kelsey brothers there.
I'm curious how many times you get. Well, I mean, there were different packs, but still, that's still kind of cool to pull them in back to back. I'm actually going to my first.
It was the same pack. They were both in the same pack.
So then, how many times has that ever happened? I'm sure. Well, two
brothers probably a lot since they're both prominent players. Probably more than you think.
But I am going to my first game of the year on Saturday. I'm excited. Rangers, force a habit for 15 years. Sharks, Senators, 4:00 local puck drop because that's in the early hockey night in Canada window. Gonna be me and Annabelle going down, getting a free poster for the giveaway. Should be fun.
Nice. A fun time will be had by all.
First of 9 this year for me for the Sharks. I actually have to call my ticket rep back when we're done here.
Good for you. That's not your team, so good for you that you're actually making the trek down there 9 times. I don't make the trek down to Prudential Center 9 times, and I root for and that's my team.
Well, 2 reasons. One, like they have a lot of Saturday afternoon games this year, and if it's like a Saturday where my wife's working, it's a great way to just kill a day. And Annabelle has a blast. So yeah, me and her are actually going to 4 games this year. So that'll be
nice. All right, we got ourselves Nick Suzuki here. Here's our other credentials pack here. Habs off to a nice start this year. Let's see. We have Ryan Getzlaf here, the retired captain there of the Ducks, and I believe first-time Hockey Hall of Fame eligible player next year as well. So there you go.
Should get in.
We have a Jake Neighbors credentials card here.
It's hurt, I think.
Numbered 591 of 799. So nice ticket access card there. So it's got his height and weight and his credentials there. So pretty cool card there.
Cool card. I don't think I know a single St. Louis Blues fan. I'm trying to think, but I don't think I do.
There was a stretch there where I was an adopted Blues fan when I bet on them like every game during their cup run.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean that counts. You know, they made you some money.
Like, shit, like I'm gonna count my money and play Gloria. Like here we go.
I haven't had Gloria in forever.
You wanted me to put that one William Eklund card aside. I guess I could put a second one aside for you. The Star of the Night rookie card there, second star.
So right now, my 3 favorite Sharks to watch, because I get obviously see a lot of their games being local, is Askarov, Will Smith, Eklund, and Celebrini's 4th.
I mean, it's pretty good, right?
That's the thing. Like, you're making 9 trips, but like, I'm gonna get entertaining. Like, it's not like I'm making 9 trips 2 seasons ago, when it's like they might lose 10-1 tonight. At least those days are behind them.
Yeah. Here's your Mario Ferraro poster.
His teeth missing and everything. They should make a poster with the cutout of the teeth missing. That's what they should do. You know what? You know, I sent them an idea for their marketing department for a giveaway, and I sent it to my ticket rep half kidding. He's like, actually, I'm going to pass this along because when the Ducks gave out their duck masks right around Halloween, I said you should probably give away shark fang like Dracula teeth, but like shark teeth. And I'm like, I know it's probably a choking hazard and you can't give them away. And he's like, no, it's actually not a terrible idea. So if they have that giveaway next year, my idea.
Nice. Of course, the ticket rep's gonna be the guy who gets a nice little bonus and not you.
Yeah,
But you know, if he's a good ticket rep though, he'll pass along to you and offer you like, all right, you know, here's comp tickets, like comp suite tickets, or
something.
You know, yeah, so he'll give you something. I mean, it's the Sharks. It's not like you know, I'm sure there's plenty of seats available still.
They're more popular than the Earthquakes, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it is an earthquake. Earthquakes wouldn't be very popular in general.
I'm talking about the MLS team.
Elias Pettersson here, and last but not least, Tyler Toffoli here with the Montreal Canadiens. And I guess I'll use Tyler Toffoli to kind of, you know, since he's a former Devil, to kind of get into the whole Devils thing before I get into the last pack here. Look, it's one thing to have 8 billion hockey injuries like the Devils have already had this season. And like it's funny, like so like last week for All About the Jersey, I wrote about this, and my whole thing was like, it's not good for the league that, you know, you just have so many star players that are hurt, because, you know, you got the Kachuk brothers who are out, and you know, ultimately this is a gate driven league, and it's not good that you have star players that are missing games. And like Matthews had just gotten hurt like the previous week, like William Karlsson had just gotten hurt over the weekend. So I'm making that argument, and then obviously the Devils have their own issues. They're basically missing like the whole right side of their defense. And
half the blue line's gone.
Yeah, like half the blue line, and like Connor Brown's been out, getting Dodonov's been out, Cody Glass has been out, so all that stuff. So it's one thing to lose hockey players like in an actual game setting. It's another thing to lose like Jack Hughes in a team dinner setting in like the stupidest manner possible. And of course, like Jack Hughes would get hurt during a team dinner where like he was like leaning on a glass when he wasn't supposed to, because like this is the type of stuff that like this is LOL Mets territory. This is like this only happens to the Jets territory. I don't know when the Devils became that, but apparently like I guess they're cursed as a franchise or something, that like they're just always going to have like some sort of stupid injury like this that always pops up with their star player.
And like the thing with Glass too, like what I was saying at the beginning, like, oh, you hear they're out to dinner and like a knife slipped off the plate. Like, yeah, nobody wants to get cut with a knife, but that's gonna be a cleaner. Like Glass can really, like, if it's broke the right way, and like it can really do a lot of damage, tendons, like all that stuff. So
and Elliot Friedman was saying on the pod today, like they actually thought it might have been season ending at one point, which I mean it suggests to me like it was either really deep or like it like sliced a tendon or something, where like it's, you know, where it's that serious. And obviously it was serious enough that he needs to get surgery on it. Now turns out that, you know, he had surgery, but it's maybe not as bad as they thought necessarily, and like he's only going to miss 8 weeks, but like, you know, it's 8 weeks though. That's a healthy chunk of the season. And like I know they've done a good job so far of navigating through the injuries. Like they have the best record in the Eastern Conference right now, but like at some point, like everything piles up, you know, and like, you know, you're only going to win hockey games for so long, like basically with like, you know, smoke and mirrors.
And the thing too is like, obviously a hand is important to a hockey player, but he's gonna have to rehab and get all the muscles, because that's the thing. Like, it's not just going to be the hand; it's going to be, well, the inactivity. So that whole forearm is not really getting a ton of use, right? So like, and I'm sure they've built that into his recovery timeline. But you know, it's just like when like a football player is like testing a knee or an ankle for the first time. There's going to be that hesitation a little bit, or maybe like, oh, I don't know if I have my full strength. It's going to be. I mean, at least Jack Hughes is young enough that he's still going to have that mentality. Like, I'm 20 whatever years old. Like, nothing can stop me, like I'll be fine, and that should work in his favor. But I mean it's one thing to be injury prone on the ice, it's another thing to be, I guess, I don't even call it injury prone off the ice.
I don't know, call it injury prone, because like we're talking about like freak accidents here. Yeah. Like And like his injuries on the ice, it's like he lost an edge, like chasing a puck and crashed into the boards, like shoulder first. It's like anybody's going to get hurt on that play, but like
He's unlucky. He's not
to
injury
get
prone. He's
injured
unlucky.
at a steakhouse on your day off is just like I don't even know what to say other than only this would happen to this player and this team.
I mean, there's now like, sorry, you can only eat things that have paper wrappings. Like you can only drink out of sippy cups. Like, what extent are we going here right now? Like,
Right, we're gonna treat him like a child now. Exactly, we're gonna treat him like a toddler.
like, Jack, you want me to cut the steak up for you? We don't. How do you like it cut? Like, I don't want you to take a chance with the knife.
Are we literally gonna wrap the players in bubble wrap on their off day? They just travel from point A to point B.
You know, I saw somebody throwing this out online. What if the Devils just have had it with like the fact that he's unlucky, and then they flip the play and they end up sending him and Luke Hughes to Vancouver to make Quinn happy?
Then they're the dumbest fucking organization I've ever fucking seen in my life.
No, you absolutely have to. I understand it.
You don't just give up on talent like that.
No, like, yeah, it's again because a lot of the things are either like you said, like, well, anybody would have gotten hurt on that play, but or he leaned his hand on something he shouldn't have and glass sliced through. At some point, you got to think that maybe that unlucky streak is behind you, but
you would think so, but like it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. All right, last pack, the ice pack. Let's see. We have Jake Evans here with the Montreal Canadiens. We just mentioned the Devils. We got Nico Hischier here, and obviously a lot of this is going to fall on his shoulders now to pick it up. And and it looks like Nico might be playing through something as well. So, like, again, you can't just make this up. So, let's see. We have ourselves a John Gibson card. Now he's with the Detroit Red Wings, who picked up a nice win in MSG last night. By the way, Jonathan Quick, settle the fuck down a little bit, right? Like what
I'm
are we
glad
doing?
You brought
here?
that up because like if it was a situation where it was 1, 2, 3, fire it into the empty net, like, all right, that's an like you're not supposed to do that, but it was
literally right after the horn.
Like he's shooting. We've seen teams miss an empty net and then come down the other way and score. And I understand, like he probably knows the game's seconds away from being over. The fact that nobody else on the Rangers reacted at all, and out of nowhere you see Quick come flying off, like, what the hell? Yeah, take it easy, Quick. I'm sorry. Like you flipped, you overreacted. I get it, but like, no way.
No, I mean that's ridiculous. And then you have this huge scrum, and like I don't know if anyone got hurt in the middle of that scrum. Like I didn't see any of the aftermath with that, but like there's been so many injuries this year already. Like the last thing you want to see is someone get injured for like a really stupid reason, and that would have fallen under like a stupid reason.
And yeah, like again, there are unwritten rules in hockey that you don't violate, you don't do. Like I get it. But it wasn't like a whistle blew and then somebody completed a one-timer and you had to make a save when you aren't expected. Like, yeah, then all bets are off. Like, fuck you. Like, let's go. He shot the puck into an empty net 0.3 seconds probably after the horn. He was probably starting to make the shot before the horn went off.
Right.
Like, stop. Like, I understand it's a frustrating time with the Rangers right now, but like, and maybe he was just trying to fire the team up. But
I'm guessing that's sort of what that was. Like, all right, we lost the game. We're tired of losing on home ice, like in the manner that we are. So, I'm guessing that was his way of trying to rile the boys up. But like, I don't know. Like, settle down there, Chief.
I will say the blue and red jerseys on the ice together they need to do that more often when the colors allow for that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not necessarily a fan of like those Rangers Centennial jerseys. I guess that's what you call it because they're 100th season, the Centennial jerseys. Not a huge fan of those, but like the blue versus the red and how it popped on TV was created a nice aesthetic there. So
yeah, like obviously you can't have like the Blue Jackets and the Maple Leafs or the Red Wings and the Devils playing in their darks, but like there's no reason the San Jose Sharks and the Calgary Flames can't go teal and red, like so like. It'd be nice to see that sometimes.
I like this card because it's one of those transparent cards. It's an Ice Premier's card. It's numbered 714 to 1299. Unfortunately, it's Anthony Angelo. Not even like Tony D'Angelo, like just Anthony Angelo there, but I do like the card though.
No, it's a nice card. I mean, it's a relative nobody. No offense, but no offense to his family, I should say.
Well, speaking of relative nobodies, you got one last one here with Michael DiPietro, backup goaltender there in his day. So
is that no relation to Deep Rick DiPietro?
I don't believe they're related. I feel like every time Michael DiPietro's sort of come up, we've brought this, try to draw a connection there, and I don't think they're actually related in any
no
way.
Google AI says that it says they although they share the same last name, they're not related. So thank you.
Well, I mean, I would trust Google AI. They seem very reliable. By the way, speaking of AI, there's a funny AI video circulating of the whole Jack Hughes thing. I don't know if you saw this, where because they took a bunch of team photos at the team dinner that night. I guess
I'm assuming tree incident
was there and all that. And there's one where someone took the one photo and turned it into like an AI video where like Jack like grabbed the glass off the table and just like cut his hand on it. And the funniest part of that video isn't necessarily that, and the look on his face is you see all the players in the background, and I think like Arseny Gritsuk has like his arm around like Timo Meyer's shoulder, and all of a sudden you just see like his arm go through his neck. Those are just the wonders of AI video.
There's going to be a lot of fun with this for at least for the next few days. And, listen, I think the Devils will be okay because they know how to play with Hughes. They've got that. They
also know how to play without him because they've done that a lot the last.
That's what I'm going to say. They're well versed in that department. So, like we put up on the screen earlier, plenty of Devils content from Jared at allaboutthejersey.com. AAT Jersey.
I took on a project this week. If you want to hear about it,
sure.
I was reading. I'm on the internet the other day, and I see on Twitter some Canucks blogger did a history of Alvin and Rutherford trades since they've taken on that job. And I decided, this would be a good idea for this week. I'm going to grade every trade that Tom Fitzgerald has made as the GM of the Devils. Yeah, 9,000 words later, that article's done. So that'll be out this week.
9,000. I mean, maybe go a little longer next time. And like we said,
it was 54 trades.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a comprehensive recap there. And so overall, what would you say is we happy, unhappy overall?
I mean, there's no Martin Erath for Philip Forsberg deal in there, so I guess we cleared that low bar.
Yeah, I mean, even to be on the right side of that, there's not too many of those either. I mean, Jesus Christ, I remember when that trade happened. Like, they're probably going to regret that, but. Philip Forsberg just went on to become one of the top 7 left wings in the league for the last however many years, but that's fine. Also, we got YouTube at Jared Moore Poker, and then Total Hockey Now. So we'll be coming up on Thursday, and then next week, Thanksgiving week, we're going to come at you on Tuesday. Only one game Tuesday, but there'll be a 15-game Wednesday the day before American Thanksgiving. So we'll have some thoughts on that as well. For polls of the day here, I mean, for me, I'm going to say it is my Drake May rated rookie press proof there. Not too shabby. I got to get that one in a top loader soon. What do you got for you today, Jared?
I got to go with the autograph card there. So we're going to go P.O. Joseph here.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get an autograph, that's always going to be a front runner there. So strong candidates on both, but that does it for this edition of Rip N Riff. Our penultimate one before Thanksgiving. We'll be back with you next Monday. Hopefully, got a couple of 3-0 slate picks for both of us here for Week 12. But for at Mr. Jared Moore, I am at Puckington. It's Adam Bernard. Back with you next week. All new episode of Rip N Riff here on the Rip N Riff YouTube channel. Thanks everybody for watching.